Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you all today. Today, we will be exploring a very important topic, the Indian Constitution. This presentation will cover the history, structure, and significance of the Constitution of India. So, let's get started and understand what makes this document so fundamental to our nation. Let's take a closer look at the contents of the Indian Constitution. First, we ask, why does a country need a constitution? Well, it provides the fundamental principles and framework that guide the nation's governance and protect citizens' rights. Moving on, we see the key features of the Indian Constitution, which include its federal structure, parliamentary system, and its emphasis on sovereignty and justice. Next, we come to the separation of powers, a crucial concept that divides authority among the executive, legislature, and judiciary to prevent any one branch from becoming too powerful. Then, there are the fundamental rights. These are the basic rights guaranteed to all citizens, ensuring equality, freedom, and dignity. We also look at specific rights like the right against exploitation, which protects citizens from forced labor and human trafficking. The right to freedom encompasses speech, movement, and right to assemble, ensuring individuals can express themselves freely. The right to freedom of religion is vital in a diverse country like India, supporting religious tolerance and the right to worship freely. Alongside this, secularism is a key principle that means the state remains neutral in religious matters, respecting all faiths equally. Furthermore, the Constitution guarantees the right to equality, promoting justice and non-discrimination. The culture and education rights ensure the preservation of cultural heritage and access to education for all. Finally, the right to constitutional remedies empowers citizens to approach courts if their rights are violated, serving as a safeguard for the entire system. All these features work together to uphold democracy, justice, and equality in India, aligning perfectly with the overall theme of establishing a just and inclusive society. So, why does a country need a constitution? Well, the Constitution helps us understand the fundamental nature of our society. It acts like a blueprint that lays down the core ideals and values that form the foundation of our country. Think of it as the guiding principles that shape everything we do. It also defines what kind of political system our country has, whether it's a democracy, a republic, or something else. In countries with democratic governments, the Constitution plays a particularly important role. It helps prevent the majority from becoming oppressive or dominating the rights of minorities. It's like a safeguard that ensures fairness and justice for everyone. Moreover, the Constitution protects us from certain decisions that might go against the larger principles our country stands for. It ensures that important values are maintained, even when there are pressures to change or bend rules. So, in essence, the Constitution is the backbone of a fair, just, and stable society. Let's take a closer look at some of the key features of the Indian Constitution. First, federalism. This means that more than one level of government coexists, such as the central government and state governments, each with its own powers and responsibilities. It helps manage the diverse needs of a vast country like India. Next, we have fundamental rights. These are the essential rights of citizens that the Constitution guarantees, like the right to equality, freedom of speech, and protection against discrimination. They form the foundation for a fair and just society. Moving on, the parliamentary form of government is another crucial feature. This system allows citizens to play a direct role in electing their representatives through elections, ensuring that the government is accountable to the people. Then there's secularism. A secular state does not promote any one religion as the official religion. Instead, it respects all religions equally, which is vital in a country as diverse as India. Finally, the separation of powers. The Constitution divides the state into three organs: executive, legislature, and judiciary. This separation ensures that no single branch becomes too powerful, maintaining a system of checks and balances. All these features together help uphold the principles of democracy, equality, and justice that form the core of India's constitution. So let's talk about federalism. Essentially, it means that more than one level of government coexists and shares authority. We have a government at the center, which is the national government, and then at the state level, which manages regional issues. Additionally, there's local government at the village level, often called the panchayat. Now, what's interesting is that the Indian Constitution clearly defines what each of these tiers of government can do. It has specific lists that describe the issues or subjects on which each level can make laws. This way, responsibilities are divided clearly, preventing overlaps and conflicts. And it's important to understand that the states aren't just following orders from the federal government. They draw their authority directly from the Constitution itself. So, they have a constitutional foundation for their powers, which makes them independent and equal partners in the federal structure. Connecting this to the bigger picture, federalism ensures a balanced distribution of power, respecting regional diversity while maintaining national unity. It's a fundamental part of our governance system that helps manage the complexities of a large and diverse country like ours. Now, let's move on to slide 6, which covers the parliamentary form of government. One of the most important aspects of this system is that every citizen, regardless of their social background, has the right to contest in elections. This means that the system promotes inclusivity and equal opportunity for all. It ensures that leadership is not restricted to a certain class or group, but is open to everyone. This openness helps strengthen the democratic nature of the government, making it more representative of the people's will. As we continue exploring different governance structures, keep in mind how this principle of inclusivity plays a vital role in shaping a fair and participatory democracy. Now, let's talk about the separation of powers, which is a fundamental principle in our Constitution. There are 3 main organs of the state, each with its own distinct role. First, we have the legislature, which is made up of our elected representatives. They're the ones who create the laws. Next is the executive, the branch responsible for implementing and enforcing those laws. Think of the government officials and departments that carry out day-to-day functions. Finally, we have the judiciary, which is the system of courts that interpret the laws and ensure they are applied fairly. An important aspect here is that each of these organs is supposed to exercise different powers, so no one branch becomes too powerful. But what's really interesting is how they check and balance each other. For example, the legislature can pass laws, but the judiciary can review those laws to ensure they comply with the Constitution. Similarly, the executive can be held accountable by the legislature. This system of checks and balances helps maintain a healthy, balanced government, preventing any one organ from overstepping its authority. It's a core idea that supports the overall stability and fairness of our governance. Let's take a closer look at some of our fundamental rights, which are the backbone of our democracy. First, the right to equality ensures that all citizens are equal before the law, meaning no one should be discriminated against based on gender, caste, religion, or any other factor. Next, the right against exploitation is very important. It prohibits human trafficking, forced labor, and child labor, protecting vulnerable groups from abuse and ensuring fair treatment for everyone. Moving on, the cultural and educational rights give minorities, whether they are linguistic or religious, the right to establish their own educational institutions. This helps preserve their culture and language while promoting inclusivity. The right to freedom is a broad concept that includes freedom of speech and expression, allowing us to voice our opinions and participate actively in societal discussions. Similarly, the right to religion guarantees every citizen the freedom to practice, propagate, and profess their religion of choice, fostering religious harmony and personal liberty. Finally, the right to constitutional remedies acts as a safeguard. If someone feels their fundamental rights are violated, they have the right to approach the courts to seek justice and ensure their rights are protected. All these rights collectively form the foundation of our individual freedoms and social justice, aligning with the overall theme of building a fair and equitable society. Let's talk about the right to equality, which is a fundamental aspect of our society. All citizens are equal before the law, meaning no one is above or below the law based on who they are. This ensures fairness and justice for everyone. Each citizen will be equally protected by the laws of our country, so no one is left vulnerable or unfairly treated. Importantly, no citizen is allowed to discriminate against others on the basis of religion, caste, or sex. This principle helps promote unity, respect, and equal opportunities for all members of our community. It's a cornerstone of the overall theme of justice and fairness that we want to see in our society. Let's talk about the right to freedom, which is a fundamental aspect of our rights. This right includes several important freedoms that allow us to live our lives with dignity and independence. First, there's the right to freedom of speech and expression. This means we can voice our opinions and ideas openly without fear. It's essential for a healthy democracy because it encourages open dialogue and debate. Next, there's the right to form associations. That allows us to come together with others who share our interests or goals, whether it's for social, cultural, or political purposes. It helps build a sense of community and collective strength. We also have the right to move freely and reside anywhere within the country. This freedom enables us to choose where we want to live, work, and establish our homes. It promotes mobility and economic opportunity. And finally, the right to practice any occupation, profession, or business. This is vital because it gives us the freedom to pursue our careers and contribute to the economy in our own ways. These freedoms are interconnected and form the foundation of individual liberty, which ties back to the overall theme of safeguarding our rights and ensuring a fair society. Let's talk about the right against exploitation. According to our Constitution, there is a clear prohibition on human trafficking, forced labor, and child labor. These protections are fundamental because they safeguard individuals from being exploited and ensure their dignity and freedom are upheld. When we discuss rights, it's crucial to see how these specific protections tie into the broader theme of human rights and social justice. By preventing exploitation, the Constitution aims to create a safer, more equitable society for everyone. Next, let's talk about the right to freedom of religion. This is a fundamental right that allows every citizen the freedom to practice, propagate, and profess their religion of choice. Essentially, it means you can follow your faith without fear or interference. It also includes the right to share your beliefs with others and to openly declare your religious identity. This right is a cornerstone of a free and democratic society because it promotes tolerance and respect for diverse beliefs. Remember, when we discuss rights like this, we're emphasizing the importance of individual freedom within the larger framework of societal harmony. So, safeguarding this right helps ensure that everyone can live according to their beliefs peacefully. Now, let's look at the important topic of culture and education rights. The Constitution clearly states that all minorities, whether they are linguistic or religious, have the right to establish their own educational institutions. This is a vital point because it ensures that these communities can preserve and promote their unique cultures and traditions. By having their own schools, they can teach their language, customs, and history, which helps keep their cultural identity alive. This right is not just about education. It's about empowering minorities to extend their cultural heritage. It ties into the overall theme of inclusivity and respect for diversity within our society. Recognizing these rights helps create a more harmonious and understanding environment where everyone's cultural background is valued and protected. Now, let's move on to the 12th key point, the right to constitutional remedies. Essentially, this means that if a citizen feels that their fundamental rights have been violated by the state, they have the right to approach the court. This is a crucial safeguard because it ensures that the rights granted by the Constitution are protected and can be enforced. So, in simple terms, if someone's rights are infringed upon, they are not left helpless. They can seek justice through the judiciary. This right acts as a powerful tool for citizens to hold the state accountable and uphold the principles of justice and fairness. It ties back to the overall theme of protecting individual rights and ensuring the rule of law in our country. Now, let's talk about secularism. A secular state is one that doesn't officially promote any particular religion as its official or state religion. This means that the government remains neutral on religious matters, allowing people of all faiths, or no faith at all, to coexist peacefully. The key idea here is separation, separating religion from government functions and policies. This helps ensure that laws and regulations are based on universal principles rather than specific religious doctrines. It also protects individual freedoms, allowing everyone to practice their beliefs, or choose not to, without fear of government interference. Connecting this to our overall theme, secularism is fundamental in fostering social harmony and respecting diversity within a nation. It's about creating an inclusive environment where different beliefs can thrive side by side.